Welcome back, my lovelies. Oh boy. I don't know. It sucks. Losing another one. Hi, Alize. Grave tidings, indeed. Twould seem you bring ill tidings, brother. Yeah. Aye. Behind the griffin's mask we found the grinning face of an old adversary, Ilberd. I know not how, but he had in his possession the eyes of Nidhogg, whose dread power he used to initiate a summoning ritual even as we looked on. By the 12th. I don't understand. To attempt such magic requires every ounce of one's ether. No one, not even grandfather, could cast it and hope to survive. Indeed, it was ever a last resort, as I am certain Papalibo was aware. Thus did the pupil follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have as yet been unable to explain how Ilbert came to possess Nidhogg's eyes. In the depths of the sea of clouds, a perpetual storm of water and wind, aspected ether rages. No mortal could endure such conditions. Then mayhaps it was the work of an Asian, but now is not the time for idle speculation. Kral, I have need of your assistance. Yes, of course. We must inspect the cocoon of light and ascertain the state of the primal trapped within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we shall glean some measure of insight. Understood. I can't promise I'll be able to sense much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. As shall I. Let us be about it then. What? Without so much as a by your leave? Pray forgive Archon Y'shtola her brevity. She seeketh employment, lest her grief deprive her of will of act. I desire to comfort Ida, doubtless compoundeth her unseemly haste. I too must contend with the grievous loss in my own way by thy Lady Alize. I shall honor our fallen colleague through gainful study. There exist writings which may yet further our understanding of the cocoon of light. Mayhaps I was too quick to judge. Surrendering to sadness and regret would be poor tribute to Papalimo's sacrifice. Quite, we must begin preparations to face Ilberd's cursed creation without delay. What time we have purchased at too dear a price for us to squander it. I wish I had more to tell you, but the situation in the East Shroud remains largely unchanged, meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before... Oh. One moment. Yes, of course. Our representatives will be present. My thanks. Word from Gridania. The council will shortly be reconvened. The alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the primal, of course. As of Y'shtola's last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall unchanged. Yes, but the Elder Seedseer doubtless shares our concerns about how long it will remain so. I am told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expertise to proceedings. A wise decision. The more minds we have working on this, the better. Well then, I suggest we leave the rising stones in Tataru's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Stand. Oh. Who is this?
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay, Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Oh, Gozetsu, I love you.
Yes, you're in Eorzea.
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though, 'twould perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Good man, are you all right?
Oh no, poor Gozetsu.
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
Hoy vey.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
Well, duh. That's what it was forming.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice-damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
God damn it, Nero.
Who is this man?
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanow since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity. And as luck would have it, I am graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame?
I mean, he's not wrong.
Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
Again,
does
a
it not
valid
fall
point.
to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
Another valid argument.
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
He makes a convincing case, like...
He makes me grind my teeth is what he does. But I suppose we don't have much of a choice. Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. It would seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartano and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
Oh, Alize.
My blade is yours.
Ooh, ooh. Yours like, oh.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
Yours like, yeah, I better not fuck this up. Oh, hey, it's raining. Oh, excuse me. Right, I think that's everyone. Shall I set a course to Cartano? Ah, Might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear their latest observation ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. Oh, I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. When we want your opinion, we'll ask. Forgive me, my lady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as you have finished procrastinating. All right. While Alphinaud speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona, and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones. Mine apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Y'shtola and the others forthwith and join you as soon as I am able. Accompany Alize back to the Rising Stones, and I should feel safer knowing you are present to entertain our guest. Right. Everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear things with the girl at the counter here. Let her know when you're ready to leave. Alright, going to Mordona. Sound is off again. Why do you keep doing this to me, OBS?
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boilmaster, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
Break his knees, Tataru. Do it.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Y'shtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphinaud. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Good gods, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
It's Gosetsu!
Gosetsu? Why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gozetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giddy? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oathbound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Gosetsu is awesome. I fucking love him. Wait, could I speak with you for a moment? Do you remember when I had you meet with me at the Diamond Forge and we ambushed you? Yeah! I remember that. Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. This is one of my favorite outfits, by the way. You can try it on if you like. Minus the headpiece. For the most part, it all looks really good. Assuming we measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug, but not too snug, if you know what I mean. So how does it feel? It's great. I love it. I love the skirt most of all. The skirt and the chest piece are my favorite parts of the outfit. You're not just saying that, are you? Oh, I can't tell you how much this means to me. To have crafted something worthy of the warrior of light it's well, just say it makes all practice worthwhile. I also sewed in the blood pearl charm, bring you home. May it always protect you. Heck yeah. So we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, are you sure that's... I'm sure, yes, I won't lie, and I say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well, I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance, Alpha Node. Mayhaps you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kryl. A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Neve, Ida, and our Doman friends take care of security. The Excelsior is by the lake, just on the outside of town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. Well. Oh yeah, why does it keep doing that? OBS is just really messing with me today. It keeps, like, delaying. Yes, as I suspected. Solo instance. Well, either way, my lovelies, I'm gonna restart OBS again. But like, comment, subscribe if you so choose to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!